YouTube CEO just dropped some major insights on how small channels can finally break through and start growing in 2025. And here's the thing, most of these updates are flying completely under the radar because their announcement videos are barely getting any views. But as someone who runs a YouTube content agency helping business owners generate an extra 10 to 30 qualified calls per month through YouTube, I've been studying every single one of these changes to see specifically how they impact business channels. Because let's be honest, if you're running a coaching business, an agency, or selling some sort of high-ticket B2B service, you're probably considered a small channel by YouTube's overall standards. And that means that these updates could be the difference between your channel finally taking off and generating consistent leads or staying stuck at 100 subscribers forever. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 most important updates from YouTube CEO, and I'll show you exactly how to leverage each one of these to turn your business channel into a client generating machine. So let's jump in. The first update is by far the most game-changing for business channels, and yet most people will completely ignore it because they think it doesn't apply to them. So the first update is that TV watch time has overtaken mobile. So here's what's happening. People are watching more YouTube on their TVs than on their phones. And this completely changes how your audience is consuming content, right? When someone's watching a video on their TV, they're in a different mindset. They're not scrolling through their phone while paying half attention. They're actually sitting down, they're focused, and they're ready to learn. So for B2B audiences specifically, this is massive because these people are, people who are actually serious about solving their problems. They're not just casually browsing, they're actively looking for a solution. So when they find your content on that big screen, you have their full attention. YouTube's been giving us 3 specific recommendations here. First one is shooting in 4K. And look, I get it. Not everyone has a 4K camera, but here's the reality. When your video shows up on someone's 65-inch TV next to a competitor's one is shot in 4K, which one looks more professional? Which one makes you look more like an authority? So the second recommendation here is to be bingeable. And this is where most business channels get it completely wrong. They think bingeable means short videos, and that's just wrong. For business content, bingeable means valuable. So when someone watches one of your videos and immediately wants to watch another one because you actually helped them solve the problem, that's when you know you've cracked it. And that is why you need to be directing people to more videos throughout your videos to increase session time and viewer duration on your channel. And the third thing is optimizing your featured sections. So most business channels have terrible layouts, right? Your featured section should tell a story. It should guide someone from discovering you to understanding what you do to wanting to work with you. Think of it like a sales funnel right there on your page. But there's one update that most creators are celebrating as a win, when in reality it's actually destroying their reach and they don't even know it. The second update here is a 3 minutes short change. And here's what nobody's really talking about. So YouTube extended shorts to 3 minutes, right? And everyone thinks this is amazing, but here's the problem. Anything over 60 seconds in shorts format is performing terribly, and the YouTube algorithm doesn't really know what to do with it. So we've been tracking this across clients, and the data is pretty clear. Those 2 to 3 minute shorts are getting a fraction of the reach that a 30 to 60 second short gets. Why? Because the shorts algorithm is built for quick, snappy content. So when you go longer, you're fighting against the system. And for business channels, here's my recommendation. If you're going to make shorts, which we actually don't recommend in general if you're also putting out long form content, keep your shorts between 30 to 60 seconds max. Use them as teasers for your long form content. Don't try to teach them something in every short. Give them just enough value to make them want the full solution, which they'll get in your long form videos. So the strategy that's working right now is using shorts, as I said, traffic drivers. End every short with something like, if you want to check out the full breakdown of this video, I made a complete video about it, and then obviously point them to watch your long form content. So this next change is the real reason why those AI automation gurus are about to lose their jobs, and it's creating the biggest opportunity for legit business owners in years on YouTube. So the third update is cracking down on mass-produced content. So YouTube is finally cracking down on AI-generated mass-produced content, right? And honestly, it's about time. The platform is getting flooded with generic, soulless content that adds literally zero value. But here's why this is actually great for real business owners, because you have something that AI channels will never have, and that's real experience. So you have real results, you have real case studies, and you have real stories from working with clients. You have personality, authenticity, and genuine expertise, right? And this means that the channels that are going to win in 2025 and beyond are the ones that lean into their personal experience. Stop trying to sound like everyone else. Stop trying to use the same generic frameworks that everyone's teaching. Share your actual methodology. And I've seen this firsthand with our clients, right? The ones who perform the best aren't the ones with the fanciest production, the craziest edits. It's the ones who show up authentically and share real knowledge, right? And that's something that AI just can't replicate. By the way, if you're a business owner who's serious about using YouTube to scale your business, I actually made a full course on exactly how to build and grow a business channel on YouTube. So you can check that out by clicking the card on the video on the screen right now. or clicking the link in the description. But here's the update that could literally double your business overnight, and most people won't even bother to turn it on because it sounds too technical. Update 4 is the auto-dubbing feature, and this can increase your reach by 40%. So YouTube's just rolled out auto-dubbing, and early data shows that it can increase reach by 40%. So just think about that for a second, right? You could literally double your audience without creating any additional content. So here's what's happening. YouTube can now automatically translate and dub your videos into multiple languages. So your English video about scaling agencies can now reach Spanish, German, and French entrepreneurs, right? Now this is great because someone struggling to get clients in Germany has the exact same problems as someone in the US. Your solution works regardless of language. And now this feature isn't available for everyone yet, but when you do get access, just turn it on immediately. Focus on languages where your target market actually exists, right? So if you're in business coaching, Spanish and Portuguese are huge. And if you're in tech, something like German, Japanese, those could be great also. And the key here is understanding that you're not just, expanding your reach, you're actually expanding your TAM, aka total addressable market. And that's new revenue that you could have without creating any extra content. Now this next feature sounds amazing on paper, but there's actually a hidden trap that could hurt your channel's performance if you're not careful. So update 5 is community posts in the shorts feed. So YouTube is now showing community posts in the shorts feed. Sounds great, right? More visibility for your posts. But here's the catch. If your community posts suck, they're now going to hurt your shorts performance too. And most business channels treat community posts like an afterthought, right? They post some generic motivational quotes there or ask people on there, what's your biggest challenge, with zero follow-up, right? That's not going to actually cut it anymore. So here's what actually works. Use community posts to share client wins behind the scenes and quick tips that people can implement from your videos. Make them valuable and not just engagement bait. One strategy that's working really well is using community posts to share social proof, as I said. So posting screenshots of client results with their permission, obviously, and telling a story behind it, that works great because people see that in their shorts feed and suddenly you're not just another guru making claims, you're someone who actually gets results, right? But just be careful here. If your community posts get low engagement, it can signal to YouTube that your audience isn't interested in your content, which can hurt your overall reach. So this analytics update is going to separate, pretty much the winners from the losers because it reveals something about your audience that changes everything about how you should create content. So update 6 is enhanced analytics features. So YouTube just upgraded the analytics and there's one feature that's going to change how you create content forever. You can now filter your attention graphs by new viewers versus returning viewers. And this is massive because it tells you exactly what type of content works for each type of audience, right? So maybe your how-to videos perform great with new viewers but bore your existing audience. Or maybe case study videos, work for existing viewers, but they don't work for new viewers. And for business channels, this is gold, right? Because now you can create content strategically. So if you want to grow your audience, you obviously want to focus on video formats that the new viewers love. And if you want to actually get more clients and build deeper relationships with the existing subscribers that you have, you want to double down on what's actually keeping them watching. And the metric that I'm obsessing over right now is the new viewer retention graph in the first 30 seconds. So if new people are dropping off immediately, your hook isn't working. If they're staying but leaving halfway through, your content is not delivering on the promise. So you want to use this data to really optimize everything. Your hooks, your content structure, and even your thumbnails, because the channels that master these analytics are going to dominate in 2025 and beyond. So the final updates are ones that everyone's talking about, and here's why ignoring them might actually be the smartest move you can make. So this last update is AI content creation tools and the inspiration tab. So YouTube is rolling out AI tools to help with content creation, thumbnail generation, title suggestions, even help with video editing, right? And everyone's excited about this, but honestly, I'm going to give you some advice that most people won't. Don't even use them. And here's why. The moment everyone starts using these AI tools, everything starts looking the same, sounding the same, your thumbnails look like everyone else's, and your titles sound generic, your content loses what actually works and what makes it unique. And for business channels, this is your most important asset that you have, because people don't just buy the solution, they buy into you, right? So my recommendation here is to, sure, use AI for research and ideation, but keep the final creative decisions human. And besides, if you know anything about YouTube ideation and strategy, you'll know that 99% of video ideas that AI gives are complete trash. So I would not recommend using anything like that. So those are the 7 biggest YouTube updates and exactly how they impact business channels in 2025. The bottom line here is YouTube is moving forward and favoring authentic longer form content from real experts, which is exactly what successful business channels should be doing anyway. But here's the thing, knowing about these updates is just the first step. If you're serious about building a business channel that actually generates leads and clients, I've created a complete step-by-step course that walks you through everything, right? From content strategy to audience building to conversion optimization. And you can watch that full course by literally just clicking on the video on screen right here or checking out the first link in the description. And it's pretty much everything you need to turn your YouTube channel into a client generation machine. So if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe because every week I'm breaking down the latest YouTube strategies specifically for business owners. So like and subscribe to this video and I'll see you in the next one.